From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a PrimeWave Media production.
So pretty much AAC bets list. We got Memphis going against and sorry about that. It's a plus 100 with Memphis as well too. They're going against Tulane. They're probably going to be a slight minus as well too by the time we get to Saturday. So pretty much I would expect that team to be a minus 105 or something of that nature by kickoff, but plus 120. Don't go crazy on me about it. It's actually even money, plus 100. I don't know why I put a plus 120 there, but pretty much it is plus. It's even money. It's plus money, but it's not a lot of plus money. So Memphis money line against Tulane. I like it. I love it. Let's go ahead and see how it shakes out. Then we got the Tulsa game plus 11.5. This one is to me, pretty good. This actually is going to be Navy in this spot. I'm very sorry about that, but plus 11.5 on Navy in this spot. I think by the way that Navy played against Memphis last week, this should be a very good calling card of what to expect this week with Navy and everything like that. So pretty much I like Navy in the Tulsa game, and I also like Navy to maybe get the big upset here as well too. So I'll make sure to go ahead and fix this for you guys, but this will be plus 11.5 on Navy. Okay, so don't get confused. It's going to be Navy. Okay, so we move on and we got Houston in a rivalry game against SMU. Big game, Houston versus Dallas. Everybody always is into this one as well too. I can't do anything else with SMU until they show me that they're a feasible team. They got absolutely scorched by Eastern Carolina last week, which nobody expected to come. Nobody expected that at all, seriously, because that was absolutely just what the F, you know what I mean? So pretty much it is what it is. Houston, you get the nod this week. I'm taking you guys with the minus 120, and we move on. And we got the Conference USA. This should just be called the Covered Conference because literally they're only getting in 2 games a week now. It seems like every week we got almost a full schedule, and then they cut 2 games. We got Louisiana Tech going against North Texas in this spot. Louisiana Tech hasn't played in a few weeks, but I think that Louisiana Tech will be in this game because I know they're dying to play. And North Texas doesn't have the greatest defense. They really got shellacked last week by San Antonio, a team that doesn't really even score that many points. So pretty much Louisiana Tech should have a really good game here. I'm taking them with the minus 2.5. I think that they actually can run away with this one as well too. Then we got Rice Marshall. This one's going to be another good game, and I really do like the over 45 here in this spot. I feel like Marshall's going to be scoring their points, but Rice is going to get on the board as well too, and we'll get the over 45 probably pretty early in the game as well too. And then we got FIU. FIU's sitting in a cool spot. This is a game where there's a little bit of an overstretch with Charlotte, and this is the type of game that FIU can sneak away and win. But I'm just going to take the insurance and take the plus 7.5 on this team. Let's see how it goes. Butch Davis, try to go ahead and cash that ticket for us. And then we got the UAB Middle Tennessee game. I'm going over 44.5 in this spot. This one is going to be a real toss-up. UAB is the favorite, but I think that Middle Tennessee State is going to give them some issues as well too, because it's that time of the year in the Conference USA where the bad teams start beating up on the good teams and the good teams start just, being bad. So it is what it is at the end of the day. So pretty much that's what it is. A Conference USA bets list, and we move forward. Mac Daddy, make it jump. Miggity Mac. All right, so the Mac bets list, we got the under 69 Kent State, Miami. Then we got the plus 10.5 with Northern Illinois today. Also have the over 65. Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, not Eastern Michigan, CMU. Sorry about that. And then we have the Akron minus 135 money line as well too. In the game of the Terribles, they're going against Bowling Green this week. And then Buffalo, Ohio, be on the lookout here. This could be a possible upset in Athens because Ohio has had some good games against Buffalo over the years. And, Buffalo's been the top dog for a few seasons here in this conference as well, too. So be on the lookout for that one. Do not think that that's a shoo-in for Buffalo to win that game. Ohio's going to be all in on that one. And then we got, last but not least, we got CMU here. They're going against Ball State this week. They're the home team, and so I can trust them here in this spot. Let's see how it shakes out. That's the max bets list right there. We're not getting no MAC games early in the week, but we will have some good ones Saturday. So it is what it is, and we move forward because, I got to move a little quickly because we still do have the NFL Bet Exchange to do in about an hour or so. So you guys, we're recording episode 14 today. So you guys be on the lookout. It will be available Thursday at 3 p.m. for the regular time of the show as well too. So you guys be on the lookout for that one as well too. So we got Texas money line. They're going to be playing in about an hour. We got the Texas money line plus 105, and then we got Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's going to do very well today. I got them with the minus 25 as well too. Then you got Hartford going against Nova today. I think Hartford is going to be good enough to cover in this game today, lose by 20 or less. And then we got Michigan State in a toughie today going against Duke. But you know what? They always figure out a way to get in Duke's head. And, it's always a good game between Duke and Michigan State, to be honest with you. But I think Michigan State's going to hold out the slight edge here. They have the more experienced players in this spot. And you know what? Duke, to me, is not it's going to be a good game. But still, I think what happens here is that Michigan State walks in here and gets themselves a huge win. All right, so we got USC going against Brigham Young today. This is an outright winner in my opinion as well too, but we're going to take the +3 as insurance because whenever I think that USC could be a big-time outright winner, they always lose by 1 or 2. So pretty much I'm going to take the +3 here, and hopefully they go ahead and win the game if you guys take the money line as well too. Then we got Washington going against UCR, the Riverside Boys out there in the IE area. Pretty much where Kawhi went to high school at and all that good stuff. But UC Riverside, one of the schools in the Big West that actually, pretty much are building something right now as well too. But I think Washington's going to be too much for them today. I'm taking them with the -10 here. And then you got Navy going against Georgetown. Georgetown has not impressed me at all to start the season off. It seems like they're going to be one of the bad teams in the Big East this year. I know that they're building up for next season, but right now it's about this season. So I'm taking Navy with the +10. Navy's been playing good, disciplined basketball, and this is going to give Georgetown headaches today, in my opinion. But I think that they lose the game by 5 or less in this spot today. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they don't get overwhelmed by Georgetown early and, things fall apart, because that's what happens in games like this. They have to play a good, disciplined game from off the top, period, point blank. Then you got Louisville in a spot where they're playing Western Kentucky. This is a good old interstate matchup and everything like that. But my thing is like this. I think that Louisville is going to just dominate this bad boy and really go ahead and show them who runs the state of Kentucky right now. I think Louisville can beat the Kentucky Wildcats right now as well, too, because everybody's so in love with all these freshmen and everything like that. But you're starting to see that this is starting to get stupid because these guys aren't playing to the potential that they're supposed to, because it's too much. You share too much orange right now. So at some point, these guys are gonna have to go to a school that's not as traditional as say Kentucky, a Duke. North Carolina kind of stopped recruiting All-Americans like that. If you guys notice it, they haven't really brought in a few the last couple years, but for about a 5 year run, they didn't bring in any. So pretty much, a lot of these college teams are showing that they don't need to build around all Americans to make this thing happen. They got to have great coaching and great system and go from there. I like Marquette a lot today in their game against Oklahoma State as well too. I think that they totally take care of their business as well too. So I'm taking them with the -160. And then we end this thing with UIC in a tight one today in a pretty much a pick'em game. I'm taking them with the +105, but the University of Illinois of Chicago, they always good to me when I need them. So I'm taking them today as well too, and that's going to be the CBB bets list for us today. And pretty much no horses today, pretty much because I know that the tracks are a little off, and it's winter time. Too. This one is going to be a good game as well. But you know what? Both these teams have been bad. They both have made us all rip up tickets this year. And you know what? This is just a game where I'm not picking no winner. I just hope they go over in this game because neither one of these defenses are very good at the end of the day. So pretty much over 58 looks like a logical play to me. So let's go ahead and move forward. We got the old Turtle game going right now. This is a big rivalry game between Ohio State and Illinois. Regardless of what anybody wants to think or say, they played for a turtle in this game. So pretty much a statute turtle that, if you guys know the history of it, the turtle was the part of they used to switch off an actual live turtle. Then the turtle died like 5 years into it. So they said instead of us always replacing the turtle, we'll just make a statue of a turtle and the winner gets to hold on to it. Ohio State's probably been holding on to it for like the last 10 years. So pretty much I think that will continue, but Illinois will make it a game. So I'm taking them with the +28 here. I think they lose by 3 touchdowns or less. You know what I mean? Ohio State, they can't just keep beating up on everybody. They be having to take breaks and shit, like they did last week against Indiana. Man, on to Indiana. Indiana is in a good spot this week. I think Indiana's going to tear them alive, dude, to be dead honest with you. Indiana is feeling good about themselves. They went toe-to-toe with the Buckeyes. They were right there. Right there. But the Buckeyes were just too good for them. But at the end of the day, Indiana, they know that was a long shot for them to win, but that was a good moral victory. They got a great leader in their head coach as well, too. A guy who's probably going to be getting a good job somewhere in the SEC next year, getting paid some big money. So we're going to see how it goes. But Indiana, for right now, I think that you guys are good money. You guys have been good to us all season. Why not? -11.5 Indiana. Get them by 2 touchdowns and let's roll. All right, we got the Northwestern Michigan State game, and Michigan State's been an absolutely eyesore this year. Northwestern, they've been good to us this year. Northwestern took care of us last week, +7.5. Also, if you would have money lined them, that was smart as well too, because this team was this team is just good. They're just moving forward. They're playing great defense. They got a great coach as well, too. So I'm taking the over 41.5 here, Northwestern, Michigan State. And I think because Michigan State's defense is just that bad this season, I think what happens here is that we get a lot of turnovers from Northwestern, where Northwestern forces a lot of turnovers. We might get a pick six, fumble return, something of that nature. But I think Northwestern's defense gets a touchdown in this game as well, too. So there it is, over 41.5, Northwestern, Michigan State. And then we move forward and we got the Rutgers game. And Rutgers is playing against Rutgers is in a good spot this week. Rutgers is playing in a game against Purdue. And Purdue is seen as a team that's just kind of going with the motions a little bit. But they have been pretty good at home, but it seems like they not covering the way that they should be covering, and 12 is a bit too many points for me on this team with the Rutgers team that I know is not. They, after week 1, beat Michigan State. Everything kind of wore off a little bit, but Rutgers plays hard every week. So pretty much a team that plays hard is a dangerous team in my opinion. So Rutgers with the +12. Let's see how it shakes out. And you could be a little cute here and maybe take the money line as well too. You never know, because I think this is going to be a strong over bet on Purdue in this spot, to be dead honest with you. Now let's move on to the SEC, the entitled conference, where anything we put out should be a nationally championship considered, even though we only got 4 teams this year. or four teams really every year. But pretty much plus 25.5 to Kentucky. Kentucky's going against Florida this week. You know that's a rivalry game, so pretty much Kentucky, they didn't look great against Alabama, but I know they'll show up against Florida just a little bit because, you know, they really, really hate these guys. So pretty much I'm taking them plus 25.5 on Kentucky. Let's see how it shakes out. And then we have Vandy and Missouri. And, you know, Vandy's been good to you if you faded them all season, to be dead honest with you. But they did cover last week. And there's a good chance they'll probably duplicate a cover this week as well, too. Looks like they found a little bit of offense. And Mizzou, you know they're going to score on Vandy. So pretty much I'm taking the over 51 in this spot. I think this is the smartest bet here because you got two bad teams and you don't know where this game is going to go. And then you got the Egg Bowl between Mississippi State and Mississippi. Me and Jeff talked about this earlier this week, and I think that Mississippi State can't cover in this game. I think Leach gets the first piece in this brand new rivalry between two West Coast coaches, two coaches that believe in great passing games, and Lane Kiffin and Leach. And I'm telling you, maybe one of these days it could possibly be the SEC championship game. That would be a lot of fun. But Leach has to make it out of this season as well, too, because there's a lot of issues going on with that man in Starksville right now. He got half the team leaving and shit. So I don't know what his situation is going to be. Then we got over 62 with Auburn and Bama. You know, this is the Iron Bowl. So Auburn is really, really a big shot this weekend. They're a big, big, long shot this weekend. And usually say anything can happen in the Iron Bowl, but I'm telling you right now, Bama is leagues ahead of the SEC this year. I've never seen them dominate the SEC as hard as they dominated the SEC this season. Seriously, they haven't had like one hiccup game, anything of that nature. I know they probably had a little bit of a game against Ole Miss, but that didn't last too long. So pretty much over 62, Auburn, Bama, this looks like money to me. Damn, they had an over 62 last week. They got 63 on their own. So, you know, Bama. Bama's the best. And, you know, Bama, Ohio State are like guaranteed first half cashes too as well. So pretty much that's another bet that you guys can look at this weekend as well too. Then you got the LSU going against their rival Texas A&M. Texas A&M quietly one of the best teams in the nation. They've been in the top 5 for a few weeks. Nobody even talks about them. And they'll be next up if, say, Clemson or one of these teams in the top 4 loses this week. They'll be in the top 4, you know, pretty much because they're on the outside looking in. But all in all, I think LSU is going to give them a run for their money. The LSU still has their talent. They're not as good as they were last year when they were the ultimate champion, national champion, and everything like that, with all their great NFL players and Joe Burrow, they're the number 1 pick in the draft, you know, guy who was in college for 6 years. So it is what it is at the end of the day, plus 14.5 LSU. And then we have the under 49.5 with Georgia and South Carolina. You know what happened with this one as well, too. Under 49.5, Georgia, South Carolina. So pretty much, you know, this was a big upset last year. So this year I'm going to go ahead and go with the same bet that you saw on the scoreboard last year. It was a very low-scoring game. I expect that to be the same case this year. So I'm taking it under 49.5 with Georgia and South Carolina. All right, let me get through the CBB real quick. It's an upset week in the ACC. Be ready for it. All right, so here we are. I got the 33.5, plus 33.5 on Syracuse. I'm not saying Syracuse wins the game, but this is going to be one of the toughest games of the season for the Irish because this team is so easy to beat, and there's so much on the line for the Fighting Irish as well, too. Pretty much they already are in the ACC championship, but to me, they're going to have to put on a great performance to really still have the voters, you know, confidence and everything like that. A lot of people are mad saying that they don't understand why Ohio State might make it in there with less wins and blase. But you have to understand, Ohio State is Ohio State. They're one of the more elite teams in the nation. If you put them against anybody pretty much in the nation except for maybe 2 teams, they'll actually absolutely smash those teams by 3 touchdowns or better. So pretty much it's a very wide margin between the best of the best in college football and the the rest of the pack. Seriously. And I feel like Notre Dame is a team that's the leader of the rest of the pack. So thing is with me, I feel like Syracuse can go in here and lose by 30. All right. That's what I'm saying. Let's go ahead and take the plus 33.5. But we all know there's been other times Syracuse and Notre Dame have played, and it was an absolute bloodbath. So we'll see how it goes, and we move forward from there. Then we got Boston College going against Virginia. This is really a toss-up in my opinion, and I feel like Boston College can win the game. But let's go ahead and take the +4 because that's a trusty bet right there. And I feel like what we can do here is you wind up getting yourself a cover here, and I think that we wind up losing this game. If they lose this game by 3 or less. So I'm taking BC in this spot. They've been good to us all season. Let's see how it shakes out. Then we got G-Tech and NC State. G-Tech is coming in here as a 6.5-point dog. Both these teams know how to put points on the board as well, too. But I think this one's too tough to call because G-Tech could get the possible upset here as well because NC State is still kind of a shaky team. Even though they got a good record this season, I still think the over 60 is the best bet in this game. So let's go ahead and rock with that and move forward. Then we got VTech going against the landlord, Clemson. And you know what? This is going to be Clemson's toughest test before they get to the championship game. I think Virginia Tech's going to hang around for a little bit. It is a home game for them as well, too. I think it's senior day as well. So let's go ahead and see how it shakes out. I just think that Virginia Tech keeps it close. They're not going to get blown away in this one. So I'm taking a +22 in this spot. Let's see how it shakes out. And then we got Miami and Duke. And this game is always a tricky game. It's always a funny game. It seems like Duke always gets up on Miami, and then Miami makes a miracle comeback or something, or Miami just blows them out. But I think what happens here is that the game goes under 59. I know a lot of people will be betting the over because, now Miami scores points and Duke gives up a lot of points. But what I think was going to happen here is Miami's going to chew up a lot of clock in this spot, play a lot of keep away, and win the game by they'll still win the game, but they're not going to get to 59. They'll be right at the peak of 59. How about that? Well, we say they fall short, hit it at 55 or something of that nature. But I feel like it's going to be a blowout. And in most blowouts, you're not going to get the over. So there it is. There it is, 59. And it has to be a blowout. I know where Duke scores in the teenagers and stuff like that. But we'll see when we get to Saturday. But I like the under 59, Miami and Duke. All right, so we move on. We got the Big Ten. The Big Ten, baby. Big Ten bets list. Nebraska money line +105. Also have they're going against Purdue. And we already popped Purdue earlier, so let's go ahead and pop Purdue again. We got them last week with Rutgers. Let's get them again this week with Nebraska. Now, Rutgers goes against Penn State. Penn State doesn't deserve to be a 11-point favorite in this game because they're playing every game very closely this year. I know they got a big one against Michigan last week, but it seems like Michigan don't care too much this season. So I like Rutgers to go ahead and get a big cover at home. This is a signature game for this team moving forward, especially for recruiting, because you have to understand their main rival is de facto Penn State because they are very close to Jersey. So I'm taking Rutgers +11. Let's see how it shakes out. Then we got the good old rivalry game. We got Ohio State and Michigan State. These two go at it. You know what I mean? And Michigan State has been the thorn in Ohio State's side a few times when it comes to them getting to the national championship or getting to the Final Four or to the conference championship game. You have to understand, you would think it's Michigan, but no, it's been Michigan State because Ohio State has absolutely owned Michigan over the last decade. So pretty much Ohio State, Michigan State, under 59. Let's see how it shakes out. Ohio State knows that this is going to be a very tough game. And pretty much they got Michigan coming up next week as well, too. Two of the more tougher games of the season for Ohio State coming up, but they're one of the tougher teams in the nation. So we'll see how it shakes out. We got the over 51 Iowa, Illinois. This one should be a good game. It's tough to take a team like Iowa, the way that they play on the way that Iowa plays on the road, in a sense. So I do like Illinois in this spot. And Illinois is much better than they look on paper. So I do like the over 51 here, Iowa, Illinois. I can't call out a winner, but I do think we do get the over here. And with without Penix playing for Indiana, I loved Indiana this season, but that Cinderella story is now about done because Penix was their only hope to really be in games each game, and he's out for the season. I think Wisconsin absolutely rose in this one. They win this game by 2 touchdowns or better. I actually bought down on this as well too. It's a minus 14, so it's probably going to jump even higher. So if you are looking at this now, I would say bet this down and move forward from there. So it is what it is. All right. So got the text going off and all that good stuff. So had to just check that real quick. Now we got the Auburn money line in the to start us off. This is going to be our dog of the week. I think that they absolutely go in there and they're going to shred Texas A&M just like they did last year. And this time it's a home game. So I think that Auburn goes ahead and takes care of their business. I'm taking them with the plus 210. And then Arkansas, Missouri, the good old rivalry game here between these two. I guess the tri-state situation, Texas, Missouri, Oklahoma, all y'all close to each other, and all y'all always playing and get mad at each other and having these big games. And I think what's going to happen here is over 51.5 is going to happen here with Arkansas, Missouri. Always a good game. Always a lot of scoring in this game as well, too. Let's see how it shakes out. We move forward from there. We got Tennessee in a good spot this week. They're going to be a 17.5 point dog this week, and they're going against Florida, the arch rival. And so pretty much them being a 17.5 point dog against Florida, I'm not falling for that. So I think that this team loses by 14 or less. So I'm taking Tennessee plus 17.5. Let's see how it shakes out. You got Vandy, Georgia. I think Georgia's going to have a shutout game, but it's going to wind up going under 53.5. They're not going to have one of these games where they let Vandy backdoor 21 points. It's not going to happen. Under 53.5, UGA. Them dogs. So let's go ahead and get that 53.5 and move forward. The under, and then we have South Carolina going against Kentucky. This is going to be a really good game. I know South Carolina, it seems like I've been in their corner a lot this season, but they keep getting these matchups that look like they can do something in it. And you know what? I don't want to overshoot it with the team that's 2-6 right now in Kentucky. So I think this one right here is a trap if you believe Kentucky's a double-digit favorite here. So I'm going to go with the South Carolina here. And, you know, the teams that are 2-6 and they're a double-digit favorite at this point in the season in conference play, they really have to prove that they can really handle that. And most times they can't. So I'm taking South Carolina plus 11.5. Let's see how it shakes out. Now, last year, this was the biggest game in the SEC. This year, it's a whatever game because LSU's not that good, but Alabama's right where they're always at the top. So pretty much, I think Alabama has another scoring day where they put up a lot of points. And then LSU's going to figure out a way to score some points as well, too. And we're going to go ahead and get the over 67 here. And we'll just go ahead and move along. So there it is. That's the SEC bets list. And that is a wrap on the bets list for this week as well, too. I will be dropping the weekly bets list highlight tape tomorrow, highlight show tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. So you guys won't miss out on Saturday. So if you guys haven't been able to look at it all week, I'll be able to get you guys those bets on all these bets in just the bets list, and I'll have that ready for you guys tomorrow. So pretty much there it is, SEC bets list, and we move forward. All right. Thank you for tuning into the Primetime Angles, the premier sports betting show, hosted by the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. This is a PrimeWave Media production, and go ahead and press that subscribe button.